Hello friends, welcome to the world of billiards. Today I take this opportunity to show you the skills, the techniques, the fundamentals of this beautiful sport which has helped me reach the international level. I'll keep it very convenient and easy for everybody to understand. So the first step is holding the cue. Now it boils down to the grip of the cue. This portion is called the butt, from where you have to hold the cue. Now the grip of the cue is as easy as picking up the object lying on the floor. Now this is the way I pick up the cue and the grip is automatically formed. There is no great logic behind holding the grip. The second portion of the playing session is the bridge. The bridge, the way I form the bridge is I keep the hand fully rested on the cloth, raise the fingers, and then I raise the thumb to create a strong V between the thumb and the index finger, on which the cue has to glide. This portion between the thumb and the index finger has to be very strong. It can't be loose, otherwise the cue will fall. So once you have the firm thumb over it, the cue will easily slide over it. This is the second aspect. The third, which I would like to say, is the length of the cue, which I prefer, is normally around 1.5–2 inches below the shoulder height. The cue I prefer is 56 inches. As per my height, 5 feet 10 inch, this is the most convenient which I find while executing a shot. So the game is played in a series of 3 shots. The first shot is when the red goes in the pocket, that's called a pot. You get 3 points for it. The second shot is called a cannon, when in one ball, or you can say my cue ball, touches both the balls and it disperses. It's called a cannon, for which again you get 2 points. And the third shot is called the in-off, wherein my ball touches any of the other balls and goes in the pocket. For that you get 2 points if it goes through the opponent's ball, or you get 3 points when you get an in-off through the red. The game is played in a series of these shots, and till you don't miss any of these shots, your break builds up. The moment you miss out any of the shots, your break stops, your turn stops, and then the opponent comes on the table. Now to just explain how do you execute a shot, I would again just tell you the revision: holding the grip, coming on the shot, the bridge, which I have told you, the V has to be very firm enough. Then you have to do cueing, that is called the feathering. The feathering means you have to at least do twice or thrice the feathering before you finally execute the shot. Now the comfortable bridge distance between your cue ball and your hand should be somewhere between 6 to 8 inches. It need not be too near to the cue ball, otherwise you may not get enough room to do the cueing, nor should it be too far away, like one foot away from the cue ball, otherwise the cue may not deliver the same way you wish to execute. So the comfortable distance is around 6 to 8 inches between the cue ball and the hand. Now this is about the bridge distance, the grip and the thumb I have shown. Now I would like to explain the basic shot of billiards, from which billiards has to be played. It has to be started from there. That's called the half ball shot. This shot will come almost in 90% of the game whenever we are playing. So the half ball concept which I want to show is, for example, now I'll just explain to you the first red ball in-off, from which you can one can master this red ball, the half ball concept, which has helped me a lot. Is the half ball concept is when the cue tip aims at the center of the cue ball and aims at the edge of the red ball. This is called a perfect half ball contact. Now this has helped me to not only master this shot to a great extent, but it has actually gone into my subconscious and I don't have to actually go again and again to my basics to remind what's half ball. Now how do you execute the half ball is, as I told you, the tip aims at the center of my cue ball and goes at the edge of the red, right? So again, starting with the basics, you have a firm bridge, grip light, nice enough, cue 3 times, then pause and then hit. This is called the in-off. And all this in-offs, the mastery is to become better and better in half ball shots. because any cannons you play, any pots you play, the fundamental shot is the half ball concept. Okay friends, so now I will show you the stance which I prefer, which has been the most important aspect of the game. The stance, I normally don't prefer the textbook, I don't recommend the textbook stance. I love to go by the comfort zone. So this is the way I approach the shot. Number one, being a lefty, I need the left knee to be straight and the right knee to be bent. I can't have both the knees bending, otherwise I'll lose the balance of the body. So one knee straight, I'll get good grip of both the feet on the floor. Secondly, when I go down, I see to it that I have comfortable 6 to 8 inches between the bridge and the cue ball, and I have to see to it that my chin touches the cue. So I'll just show it again. I go bend down like this, comfortable, the chin touching the cue, and at the same time the cue gets locked with my chest so that I don't have to go like this. It automatically becomes straight. Then I do the couple of 3 times feathering, then action, which now I'll show you the practice which I start with in my day-to-day routine. Okay friends, now I would like to show the most important shot with which I start my daily practice, the straight cueing. The moment I enter the billiards room every day, I take at least 10-15 minutes relaxation time just sitting on the sofa so that I get used to the environment, the atmosphere and the lights of the billiard room. Once I am comfortable with that, the first shot I play is the straight cueing. As I have already told you the stance which I prefer, the comfort zone, bend down the shot, approximately 6-8 inches away the hand should be from the cue ball, the chin touching the cue, the most important part. Then comes the feathering, 1, 2, 3, and a fraction of a pause, and then you strike. The most important lesson one has to remember in this is you have to strike from the center of the cue ball, only then the ball will go up, touch the cushion and come straight. There are two most important things also to be remembered in this shot is the more and more you play, you will get aligned automatically into correct action. And secondly, the most important thing is to develop the correct strength of the shot. Now it's up to me whether I want to, after touching the cushion, I want the yellow to stop somewhere here or here or here or here. Now for example, I want to stop the yellow again here after touching the cushion. The strength is something which I have to repeatedly keep playing on, only then it will develop into the memory muscles. So now I want the yellow to come back again almost at the same spot where I started off. So that's the strength I would subconsciously keep myself reminding about. Play again, 1, 2, 3, fraction of a pause. And now I can see the yellow is almost just 2 inches away from where I started. This repeatedly I do it for 10-15 minutes every day before I start my other regular shots. Okay friends, now I'll show you the most basic, the bread and butter shot of billiards which I practice on day-to-day basis, which actually helps me to determine what's my consistency level, not only on that day but how much it will help me on the every coming day. This is called the red in off, and it has to be played exactly with the half ball contact. Now just easily I'll explain the half ball contact, which has helped me a lot. When I aim the tip at the center of the yellow here, at the same time the tip should aim at the edge of the red. I'm repeating, when I'm about to play the shot, the tip should aim at the center of the yellow, at the same time it should aim at the edge of the red. And we play for the red in off. Now I can place this ball here, anywhere, but I have to actually find the correct spot where I have to place it to get the in off. Now that judgment I have to develop by repeatedly playing this shot day in and day out, because that judgment is something which nobody can teach me. I have to learn by myself by reinforcing the shots again and again. So friends, I'll be playing the shot the way I play. Now for me, this is the correct placement for a red in off. Go down, the basics remain the same. Comfortable stance, the chin touches the cue. 1, 2, 3, pause. Okay friends, the second shot which I prefer to practice on day-to-day basis is this in-off where the red is kept on the pink spot. First I played the in-off where the red was kept on the blue spot. Now this is a pink spot. Now the red in-off in that pocket and trying to control the red somewhere in this area will be my main aim. Again the basics remain the same. Bend down, chin touching the cue. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Friends, this is one more shot which I love to practice on the day-to-day basis. The red in-off from the black spot. Here, I don't really focus on getting the in-off correctly, but my focus is also on getting the red next somewhere here to play the next red in-off. So the strength, the development of strength is one of the aspects which I aspire to play in this shot. So it goes the same way, chin down, 1, 2, 3, pause. So friends, this has been my daily practice for months and years, which has helped me sustain at the international level. And I assure you, whoever follows this practice for a long time will be a much better player than what he was yesterday. Thank you.